Ladies and gentlemen, dear students, welcome to the 60th Convocation of the Indian Statistical Institute. Today, the 17th of February, is the auspicious day that hundreds of students and research scholars of ISI are waiting for. It is a day when their academic journey reaches a milestone, their success receives the recognition it deserves, and the burning of the proverbial midnight oil for hours and hours of study finally gets to see the light of the day. The convocation will commence in a few minutes. Here are a few announcements. Please pay attention to the announcements. First of all, everybody should keep your cell phones in the switched off mode, and it should remain switched off until the program ends. The program is being streamed live on YouTube. All are requested to maintain silence. And during the award of degrees and awards, each batch should start assembling on the right-hand side of the dais as soon as the president starts promulgating the proclamation of the degree or diploma relevant to the particular degree or diploma program. Parents are kindly requested to remain seated during the degree presentation of their children. And academic procession will begin shortly. I will announce, and everybody is requested to please rise for the academic procession to begin when I give you the cue, and please remain in the standing position while the academic procession is taking place. So kindly be there in your seats and remain seated. Once again, to all parents and students, I would once again request you to take your seats.
বা আপনি দুটো যদি একসাথে নিয়ে বলেন তাতেও হবে।
please rise for the academic procession.
अथ स्वागतम्
शुभ स्वागतम्
अथ स्वागतम्
शुभ स्वागतम्
आनन्दमङ्गलमङ्गलम् आनन्दमङ्गलमङ्गलम् हितप्रियं भारत भारतम्
हितप्रियं भारत
भारतम् स्वागतम्
शुभ स्वागतम्
अथ स्वागतम्
शुभ स्वागतम्
नित्यनिरन्तरता नवता मानवता समता ममता सारथि साथ मनोरथ का जो अनिवार्य नहीं थमता संकल्प अविजित अभिमतम् संकल्प अविजित अभिमतम् आनन्दमङ्गलमङ्गलम् आनन्दमङ्गलमङ्गलम् हितप्रियं भारत भारतम्
हितप्रियं भारत
भारतम् स्वागतम्
शुभ स्वागतम्
अथ स्वागतम्
शुभ स्वागतम्
कुसुमित नई कामनाएं सुरभित नई साधनाएं कुसुमित नई कामनाएं सुरभित नई साधनाएं मैत्री मत क्रीड़ांगण में प्रमुदित बंधु भावनाएं मैत्री मत क्रीड़ांगण में प्रमुदित बंधु भावनाएं शाश्वत सुविकसित इति शुभम् शाश्वत सुविकसित इति शुभम् आनन्दमङ्गलमङ्गलम् आनन्दमङ्गलमङ्गलम् नितप्रियं भारत भारतम्
हितप्रियं भारत
भारतम् नितप्रियं भारत भारतम् नितप्रियं भारत
I declare the 60th Convocation of the Indian Statistical Institute open. Dear Chief Guest, Professor Padmanabhan Balaram, Padmabhushan Awardee, former Director of Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and currently a visiting professor at National Center for Biological Sciences, Bangalore. Officing Director of Indian Statistical Institute, Professor Ayunandranath Basu, Dean of Studies, Indian Statistical Institute, Professor Vishwabrata Pradhan, distinguished members of the Academic Council, faculty and non-faculty members of ISI, guests, friends from the media, and most importantly, the graduating students and their parents. A very good afternoon to you all. It is a great pleasure for me to preside over the 60th annual convocation of our Indian Statistical Institute, ISI in brief, which is being held in the Amrakunjo at its Calcutta campus. Established on December 17, 1931, by the great visionary Professor Prashanta Chandra Mahalanobis, Fellow of the Royal Society, Padma Vibhushan Awardee, this unique institution is one of the oldest institutions focused on statistics and its applications. It grew out of the statistics laboratory which was set up by him in the Presidency College, Calcutta. ISI is recognized as an institute of national importance by the Act of the Parliament of the Government of India in 1959. Today is 17th February 2026. The small banyan tree that was planted 95 years ago on December 17, 1931 has grown and its branches have spread out with various activities, achievements and laurels to what you see all today. The tree has also symbolizes the motto of our institute, namely unity in diversity. The institute has a pan-India presence with headquarters in Kolkata and centers at Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, and Tezpur. Besides, it has many SQC and OR units located in Hyderabad, Bombay, and Pune, and has a branch with agricultural field station at Giridih, Jharkhand. The institute currently offers degrees in 16 academic programs. They range from the undergraduate programs like BStat, BMath, and the recently introduced 4-year BSGS, Bachelor of Statistics and Data Science, to various postgraduate degrees and diplomas, including Master of Statistics, Master of Mathematics, Master of Statistics in Quantitative Economics, Master of Science, MS in Library and Information Science, MS in Quality Management Science, MTech in Computer Science, MTech in Quality, Reliability and Operation Research, MTech in Cryptology and Security, and PhDs. In today's convocation, as I have been told, 568 students in total will be receiving degrees, diplomas, and medals from 15 academic programs, and out of which I was told a few hours ago, about 350 will be receiving in person. Dear graduating students, I congratulate you all, as well as your parents and teachers, for this great achievement. I am indeed delighted to be present and share this afternoon with you all to celebrate a red letter day of your life. Please remember that ISI degrees that you will be receiving today represents a big academic brand which is well known all over the world. Since its inception, our institute has nurtured bright young talent with stipends or fellowships to facilitate their pursuit of knowledge. Do also remember that you are living in a country which is now going to be the 4th largest economy in the world as per GDP ranking. When you belong to a privileged group, you owe some big responsibilities too in applying your acquired knowledge to improve lives of the less privileged ones or less fortunate or disadvantaged group and give back something positive to the society. In the process, you may need to tackle many social problems that our generation could not solve fully and are passing them on you too. Dear graduating students, I also remind you that today in this increasingly knowledge-based world, the definition of college and university degree is changing very fast. Education should not be treated just as a one-time credential, but as a continuum of learning. The more you learn, the better is your future. As the economy transforms, the winners will be only those who combine technical expertise with skills like adaptability, creativity, and social intelligence that no degree alone can ensure. I pray that you are endowed with the necessary strength, courage, and wisdom to handle those issues and bring welfare to yourselves, your families, and your fellow beings. In doing so, I'm sure you will contribute to the progress of our nation and make your alma mater and the country proud of your achievements. We have among us today a renowned biochemist, Professor Padmanabhan Balaram, Padma Bhushan awardee, who has kindly accepted our invitation to attend and grace the ceremony as the chief guest and deliver the convocation speech. He has been conferred, among many others, the 2021 Robert Bruce Merrifield Award by the American Peptide Society. I will read his short tribute before his speech. I am sure our graduating students will be gratefully benefited from his inspiring words and advice. Our Associate Director, Professor Ayurandana Basu, will highlight in his speech the speech report, the various features and achievements of ISI during the past 1 year. Our Dean, Professor Vishwabrata Pradhan, will give you the vote of thanks. With these few words, I welcome you all to today's ceremony. I wish you all, the graduate students, a grand success in their future endeavors. I also wish you all a happy and better 2026. Thank you, Jai Hind. Now I would request Professor Ayurandana Basu, our Assistant Director of Indian Statistical Institute, to present the annual review. Professor Basu.
Professor Shankar Kumar Paul, President, Indian Statistical Institute. Professor Padmanabhan Balaram, Padma Bhushan, and Senior Visiting Professor, NCBS TIFR, Chairperson at TREE and former Director of IISc Bangalore, and Chief Guest of today's convocation. Professor Vishwabrata Pradhan, Dean of Studies. Dear students, members of the faculty, staff, guests, ladies and gentlemen. I warmly welcome all of you to the 60th Convocation of the Indian Statistical Institute. Today, we are delighted and honored to have Professor Padmanabhan Balaram with us. I'm sure that our graduating students are eagerly waiting to hear his convocation address on this important day of their lives. Through his achievements and his entire academic journey, he is an inspiration to all of us. I trust that his address will give our graduating students the courage to dream big. This year, we are again celebrating our convocation at our headquarters in Kolkata. The institute is a multi-locational institute, and last year we had held a convocation in New Delhi, and that was on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee of our New Delhi Center. This year, we are back to holding our convocation at the headquarters, but I trust that we will get more opportunities to hold our convocations at other centers in keeping with our multi-locational existence. It gives me immense pleasure to present before you the annual review of the Indian Statistical Institute. As in the other years, the Institute members took part in different types of scientific activities throughout the last year. I mentioned some of these here. In Delhi, the Young Mathematicians in Operator Algebras Conference was organized in March 2025. An international conference on Diophantine equations, polynomials, and related areas was organized in October 2025. A conference on recent advances in probability and statistics was organized in November 2025. The 20th Annual Conference of Economic Growth and Development was organized in ISI Delhi in December 2025. In Kolkata, a conference on analytic number theory was organized in February. A conference on big data through Bayesian and non-Bayesian lenses was also organized in February 2025. The 11th Indian Conference on Logic and its Applications, as well as a two-day conference titled the Economics Conference 2025, was held during February 2025. ISI Kolkata also organized the 8th India Biodiversity Meet in 2025, March. The INSA IMU Colloquium was held in ISI Kolkata in November 2025. A conference on recent advances in statistics, probability and finance was held in December 2025. So was a conference titled Recent Advances in Statistics and Data Science, which was held in ISI Kolkata in December. ISI Bangalore had the Suri at 65 conference, a 3-day workshop on D Space 9, and it also organized the Madhava Mathematics Competition, the Simon Marais Mathematics Competition, and performed several outreach activities in various local colleges. I now want to inform you about the achievements of my colleagues and students. We are proud of all their achievements, including those whom I will not have the opportunity to mention here. Professor Ritubrata Munshi received the popular Best of the Year, Bochorer Shera award from anandabajar.com for his lifelong contribution to mathematics. Professor Neena Gupta delivered the prestigious Emmy Noether Lecture at the AWM-AMS conference of the Joint Mathematical Meetings in Seattle in January 2025. Shanta Leishram of Theoretical Statistics and Mathematics Unit, Delhi, was the leader of the Indian team, the International Mathematical Olympiad in 2025. Umapada Pal of Computer Vision and Pattern Recognition Unit has been selected as the Fellow Committee Chair of the International Association for Pattern Recognition for 2024 to 2026. Devashish Misra of Economics and Planning Unit, Delhi, has been elected a Fellow of the Econometric Society in 2025. Farzana Afridi of Economics and Planning Unit, Delhi, is the recipient of her Research Our Future Award conferred by Springer Nature in collaboration with the Indian Council of Social Science Research and MHRD. She was also nominated as a member of the Expert Committee of Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Chetan Ghate of the Economics and Planning Unit, Delhi, has been selected as a member of the Economic Advisory Council, Prime Minister of India. E. Sumanathan of the Economics and Planning Unit, Delhi, has been elected as a steering committee member of International Conference on Development and Environmental Economy. Preeti Parashar of Physics and Applied Mathematics Unit has been selected as the member of the founding batch of INSA Women Associates. Mohammad Zafar Anis of SQCOR Unit, Kolkata, has been elected as a fellow of the West Bengal Academy of Science and Technology for the year 2026. Professor Shankar Pal has been awarded the ANRF Prime Minister Professorship. The institute has recently instituted the RBI Chair Professor position in ISI Kolkata in the area of theoretical and applied statistics. During 2025, Professor Arnab Laha, IIM Ahmedabad, has joined the institute as the first RBI Chair Professor. The Indian Journal of Statistics, Shankha, which has received its impact factor in recent times, has a new editorial board led by new editor-in-chief, Professor Soumendra Lahiri. The institute continues to collaborate with the academia, industry, R&D labs, and the government, and conducts a large number of sponsored and consultancy research projects. Recently, the institute has tied up with several organizations, including the Controllerate of Naval Armament, Pune, WESEE, ICMR, DST, DBT, ANRF, MIT, MOSPI, Bharatiya Bhasha Samiti, DRDO, Delhi International Airport, Ministry of Coal, Ministry of Education, Government of India, 6th SFC, Government of West Bengal, Broadcast Audience Research Council of India, Central Electricity Regulatory Commission, Biological E Limited, Hyderabad, Clean Harbors India LLP, Messrs. Tata Chemicals, ITC Limited, Paper Boards and Specialty Paper Division, PSPD, Bhadrachalam, HP, Bengaluru, Maverick Quality Advisory Services Private Limited, Mitsui OSK Lines Limited of Japan, Jai Balaji Industries Limited, Durgapur, Dial Delhi, Zydus Wellness Glenmark, Indore, MRF Limited, Points Diat, Pune, BNP Paribas, IPL, Compact Quantum Groups with applications to probability and information theory, Fresenius Kabi Oncology Limited, Kalyani, Syngene Bangalore, Bell Bangalore, Glenmark, Barry, Century Pulp and Paper, Lalkua Uttarakhand, SEG Pune, PSBD Unit Triveni, WNS Pune, JBIL Durgapur, NTT Data Services LLC, Solidaridad Network, Indo-French Center for Promotion of Advanced Research, and many others. We look forward to the guidance of Dr. K. Radhakrishnan, Chairman, ISI Governing Council, and of the Institute President, Professor Shankar Pal, in the times ahead. I express my deep gratitude to Professor Padmanabhan Balaram, who graciously accepted our invitation to be the chief guest at this convocation and deliver the convocation address. I thank the Dean of Studies and his team, including, but not limited to, all the associate deans who worked tirelessly for the success of this event. I express my gratitude to all the center heads, all the professors in charge, head SQC and OR division, the students in charge, Member Secretary Isaac, the previous director and deputy director of the institute, and the Chief Executive Administration and Finance for the assistance received from them on this occasion. I thank all the workers, students, and scholars of the institute for their role in maintaining the academic environment of the institute. Special mention needs to be made of all our colleagues at the Nodal Ministry whose support is deeply appreciated. Dear graduating students, hearty congratulations once again from the ISA family. At this critical juncture, when sweeping changes are taking place all over the world, we expect you to take an active role in shaping a meaningful tomorrow. Our great institute has nurtured you in the best possible manner over the past few years, and it is now time for you to demonstrate your excellence to the world outside ISI. In keeping with our tradition, we sincerely hope that you would prove your worth to the outside world, regardless of national boundaries and barriers of any kind. Do not shy away from challenges. Use your intellectual power and emerge as leaders. The society beckons you to be nation builders. New India will boast of your achievements. Let your alma mater shine every day through your wings. Fly high and stop not till your goals are reached. Maintain your ties with the Institute, and we hope to see you in the classical role of knowledge creation and dissemination in the interest of science and development in the years to come. Thank you, and Jai Hind. Now, may I request the President ISI to felicitate the chief guest of today's convocation, Professor Padmanabhan Balaram.
It's my pleasure again to read a few lines about our chief guest, Professor Padmanabhan Balaram. Professor Padmanabhan Balaram obtained his BSc in 1967 from Pune University, MSc in 1969 from IIT Kanpur, and PhD in 1972 in chemistry from Carnegie Mellon University, USA. He was a research associate at Harvard University during 1972 to 73. He served on the faculty of the Molecular Biophysics Unit, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, from 1973 to 2014. He was the director of Indian Institute of Science from 2005 to 2014. He has been associated with the National Center for Biological Sciences, Bangalore, since 2017. His research contributions have been in the area of molecular biophysics and chemical biology. He was the editor of Current Science from 1995 to 2013, during which he authored over 300 editorials on diverse subjects related to science and scientists. And I had an opportunity to read many of them, which I enjoy. He is the recipient of several awards and honors, including Padma Shri in 2002, Padma Bhushan 2014, and the Robert Bruce Merrifield Award 2021 of the American Peptide Society, and the Ernesto Scoffon Prize of the Italian Peptide Society in 2024. May I request Professor Balaram to present the convocation address. Balaram, please.
Professor Shankar Pal, President ISI, Professor Ayendranath Basu, Director ISI, Professor Pradhan, the Dean, and faculty, guests, and most importantly, the graduating class of students. It's indeed a great pleasure and privilege to be able to address the convocation of the Indian Statistical Institute. My warmest congratulations to the graduating students from whom today is undoubtedly a milestone. It's truly a privilege to be able to speak to the faculty and guests who are in attendance. Yours is an institution which holds a special place in post-independence India. But your history traces its origins back to the decades before independence, being born in 1931. My own career was spent at the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, now Bengaluru, which was established in 1909 after a long gestation period of 13 years, while the British government debated the virtues of a research university in India. In contrast, your institution had its origins in what I would like to call the Bengal Renaissance for the first 3 decades of the last century. Emerging from the then intellectual center of Calcutta, now Kolkata, the Presidency College, now a university, this institution is based on the vision of one remarkable individual, Prashanta Chandra Mahalanobis. His birthday is now celebrated as National Statistics Day, a tribute to a discipline that is foundational, but yet misunderstood across the natural and social sciences. Some of the world's most distinguished statisticians and mathematicians have emerged from this institution. So have many others who have contributed creatively to the biological sciences, to the earth sciences, to economics, and to ecology. I anticipate that many of you graduating will go on to enrich your disciplines. In addressing this convocation, I am acutely aware of my own ignorance of your fields of study. Yet, like everyone else, I too often misuse statistics, sometimes as a result of ignorance, sometimes deliberately to support a favorite prejudice. This is a common failing, often afflicting politicians, bureaucrats, economists, and journalists. Indeed, no one is immune. That highly improbable events do happen is a fact that is well illustrated by Indian cricket captains losing 19 tosses in a row. But today, I would like to dwell on an even more improbable event, which is life on Earth. Why have I chosen such an esoteric subject, one which has no translational value and cannot be monetized? It is because it allows me to reflect on science. It is largely because in my mind, as a biologist, trained originally as a chemist, I have always associated the Indian Statistical Institute with J.B.S. Haldane, who spent the period 1957 to 62 here in Kolkata. Haldane, in the words of his student and chronicler, Krishna Dronam Raju, was a polymath who contributed significantly to physiology, to genetics, to biochemistry, statistics, biometry, cosmology, and philosophy, although he himself possessed no formal qualifications in any branch of science. Many assessments of Haldane's impact on science agree that his major contribution to science was his mathematical theory of evolution, natural selection, which was an interpretation of Darwin's theory of evolution in the context of Mendelian genetics. I have often been asked a question, what is science? The best answer that appeared to me was that science is the study of nature. But what is nature? Thomas Huxley, in the very first issue of Nature in 1869, famously quoted von Goethe as an answer. And this is what Goethe said: nature, we are surrounded by her, we cannot separate ourselves from her. Indeed, all of humanity is a part of nature, and the natural world encompasses both the animate and inanimate forms of matter. Science has always been about the study of matter, whether you're studying the universe, or whether you're studying microorganisms, or whether you're studying the soil. The past century has seen the greatest progress in the understanding of the world around us. We have reaped the benefits of diverse technologies emerging from this understanding. We have also felt the brutal impact of the technologies of war. The understanding that technologies are often a double-edged sword is not widely appreciated. Neither are we ready to admit that there are human problems that have no technological solution. Much of modern technology that all of us take for granted is the product of 2 centuries of scientific advance in physics, chemistry, biology, and a whole host of scientific disciplines. Remember that the basic sciences, often neglected in our institutions, form the foundations for technological progress. We all know instinctively what light is, but it required Michael Faraday and James Maxwell to establish the connections between electricity, magnetism, and light. Today, auctioning the electromagnetic spectrum can be a highly lucrative endeavor. Indeed, in this very city, Raman's study of the scattering of light by liquids was in fact one of the first experimental demonstration of the validity of quantization and therefore the fundamentals of quantum mechanics. You must look with wonder at Mendeleev's periodic table, the very same topic that the NCRT threatens to remove from the 10th class syllabus. Remember, the element silicon is critical to modern information technology. So are many other elements. The element carbon is essential for life. Indeed, it is the search for elements that really determines much of geopolitics today. To understand everything that is happening in the world today, you must understand what lies behind Mendeleev's periodic table. The famous neurologist and writer Oliver Sacks called the periodic table the enchanted garden of Mendeleev. Remember that Willard Gibbs in isolation brought thermodynamics into being, a subject that forms the foundations of the sciences. Ludwig Boltzmann thought of heat and the atom and the origins of our ideas of entropy, an idea which can be seen even in Claude Shannon's now immortal work, which laid the foundations for information science and technology. Oswald Avery in 1943 discovered DNA as the material substance responsible for the transfer of genetic information in biology. The Watson-Crick double helix provided the missing link between the 19th century pillars of biology, Mendelian genetics, and Darwinian evolution. Today, DNA is a term that even politicians use in public service speeches, a tribute to an acronym that is poignant with meaning. I could go on, but when you celebrate your education, I can only say that there is much to learn. But those amongst us who ceaselessly marvel at the wonders of nature have asked the question, where did everything we see around us come from? This leads to the question which cannot be answered always on the questions on the origins of the universe, questions on the origins of life on Earth. Remember that all the natural elements in Mendeleev's periodic table were the Earth's inheritance when it was born. Nucleosynthesis is the prerogative of the stars, our sun amongst them. We cannot make them. In his magisterial survey of the ascent of man, Jacob Bronowski, the theoretical physicist, describes the formation of carbon, so essential for life, and I quote, "In all the stars, there are going on processes which build up the atoms one by one into more complex structures. Matter itself evolves. The word comes from Darwin and biology, but it is the word that changed physics in my lifetime. Bronowski goes on to reflect on the formation of carbon, so essential for life. The formation of carbon atoms happens when 3 helium nuclei collide for 1/1,000,000th of a millionth of a second, 1/1000,000th of a second. Every carbon atom in every living creature is the result of such a wildly improbable collision. Life and biology are indeed improbable, and I think the word improbable is something that statisticians often think about. To quote Jacques Monod, he says, "The universe was not pregnant with life, nor the biosphere with man. Our number came up in the Monte Carlo game." This is a conclusion that might well be pondered upon in an institution devoted to statistical science. It is in the context that the question of biochemical evolution on Earth becomes relevant. Haldane, who worked here for 5 years, was one of the earliest of the 20th century scientists to address the problems of the origins of life on Earth. After centuries of science, can one list the most important achievements? Here I must quote the always eminently quotable physicist, Richard Feynman. In his introductory lecture to undergraduate physics students at Caltech, he asks, if in some cataclysm all of scientific knowledge were to be destroyed and only one sentence passed on to the next generation of creatures, what statement would contain the most information in the fewest words? A very interesting question. He answers, I believe it is the atomic hypothesis or the atomic fact, or whatever you wish to call it, that all things are made up of atoms. And then he goes on to describe the van der Waals force. What was the cataclysm that occupied Feynman's thoughts in the 1960s? Ironically, the cataclysm that must have occupied his thoughts then would have been the threat of nuclear war. Sadly, this prospect appears to have once again emerged as conflict fester in the Middle East and Eastern Europe, and an uneasy calm prevails along other contentious national borders. In the world of geopolitics, there is little time to wonder about the fragile nature by which life on Earth hangs, and the importance of preserving the natural world, which of course includes the human species, even as unsustainable consumption and development threaten the natural order. History is important. Human history is often taught as a succession of centuries of unremitting conflict, with every new age introducing ever more powerful technologies of war, all of them products of an ever-improving understanding of the material world. Science and technology based on this very same understanding have driven the course of human history, shaping cultures and civilizations. Look back at the century that has passed, the 20th century. It began with Planck and the quantum, catalyzing a frenetic pace of advance in physics and chemistry over much of the decades that followed. The revolution in biology began in the mid-1950s, quietly at first when the structure of the gene was revealed, but grew into an unstoppable flow of information, culminating in the first human genome sequence announced as the 21st century was being born. Today, DNA sequences from fossils, ancient DNA, are being used to trace the origins of the human species and the migrations of our ancestors across the earth. This early human history, prehistory, requires the confluence of many disciplines: archaeology, paleontology, molecular biology, and computer science amongst them. The methods of genomics allow us to go even further back in time as we ask questions about the evolution of life on Earth. I leave you with just a thought that the formation of our universe, our sun, our solar system, and our planet must have come first. In the over 4.5 billion years of the Earth's existence, human beings, as we might recognize them today, have lived only for about 100,000 years, maybe a little bit more. Many questions about chemical evolution, the evolution of single cells, archaea and bacteria, the birth of eukaryotic cells, and the oxygenation of the atmosphere after the evolution of photosynthesis about 2 billion years ago, must precede the birth of first animal life on our planet. We have come a long way in the last 2.5 billion years. I must tell you that animals, and we belong to the species, that species, have been around only for about 400 to 500 billion years. And human beings, as we know them, have been around for a fraction of that. Why then are we so obsessed with only human history? In his book *Sapiens*, the Israeli historian Yuval Harari traces the evolution of humankind. He asks an interesting question which I paraphrase. When in the course of human evolution does human behavior begin to disregard the biological imperatives, survival and reproduction that dominate animal behavior? I must pause here to tell you that biology is a subject which is devoid of emotion. In biology, for an animal, the most important things to happen are to survive and reproduce. And survival is important only until reproduction happens. Human beings, of course, have made themselves different. When in the course of human evolution does human behavior begin to diverge? In Harari's words, the cognitive revolution is accordingly the point when history declared its independence from biology. The immense diversity of imagined realities that sapiens invented and the resulting diversity of behavior patterns are the main component of what we call cultures. I know that in Bengal you're very proud of culture. So are people everywhere. Culture really determines to a great extent human behavior. Once cultures appeared, they never cease to change and develop. They evolve. And these unstoppable alterations are what we call history. From the cognitive revolution onwards, that is when the brain developed, historical narratives replaced biological theories as our primary means of explaining the development of Homo sapiens. To understand the rise of Christianity or the French Revolution, it is not enough to comprehend the interaction of genes, hormones, and organisms. It is necessary to take into account, and this is the most important conclusion, it is necessary to take into account the interaction of ideas, images, and fantasies as well. In an age dominated by mythology, we would do well to remember that comparative genomics tells us that human beings are a minor branch in the tree of life, budding from the broader branch of eukarya. Life on Earth is dominated by the microbial branches, bacteria and archaea. Our closest neighbors are chimpanzees, rats, mice, pigs, horses, cattle, sheep, and dogs. There is a certain comforting unity in biology. Yet, human history, driven by what we imagine are civilizational influences and the evolution of culture, appear to be sadly divisive. The coronavirus that drove the COVID-19 pandemic, which paralyzed the world between 2020 and 2022, breached all political, religious, and ethnic boundaries. This fact must remind us that politics and religion, two favorite pastimes worldwide, afford no protection against the force of nature. Remember also that arrogance, most often a quality possessed in abundance by the very rich and the very powerful, is no defense against the force of nature. Why do I draw your attention to such a disparate group of subjects? It is because of the environment, climatic, social, and political, in which we live today. Some reflection on the roles of science in understanding nature may allow us to introspect on the course of human history and attempt to rationalize why the world today is the way it is. Science is a deeply humbling subject, And every day we are reminded of our imperfect understanding of even the subjects of our daily research. It is this humility that is important in any sphere of human activity. Remember also that learning is a continuous and never-ending process. In conclusion, I must tell the graduating class that I have given you none of the customary advice that is given at convocations, reminding you of your responsibilities for the future. I know that you will take care of the future. There are two qualities which will stand you in good stead in whatever you wish to do: resilience and imagination. In research, and indeed in life itself, failure is more common than success. Overcoming the fear of failure is often the first step towards success. Let your imagination take you forward. It has been a real privilege to address you, and may I wish you all the very best in the years to come. Thank you.
Now I request our officiating director to start presenting the degrees and diplomas.
Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in recognition of their contributions to the advancement of statistics, mathematics, quantitative economics, computer science, and quality, reliability, and operations research.
Quantitative economics.
PhD in statistics. Bilal Banerjee, PhD in statistics. Meghna Bose, PhD in statistics. Sujoy Das, PhD in statistics. Anish Chakraborty, PhD in statistics. Soumya Chakraborty, PhD in statistics. Deepak Gothwal, PhD in mathematics. Indrajit Ghosh, PhD in Mathematics. Prabhakar Ratipal Jadhav, PhD in Mathematics. Utshab Devan, PhD in Mathematics. Nilesh Kumar Jain, PhD in Quantitative Economics. Ojoshi Khare, PhD in Quantitative Economics. Praveen Kumar, PhD in Quantitative Economics. Shandipan Shaha, PhD in Quantitative Economics. Pooja Mukherjee, PhD in Quantitative Economics. Aditya Panda, PhD in Computer Science. Shiladitya Manna, PhD in Computer Science. Shreyoshi Bhattacharya, PhD in Computer Science. Shushmita Ghosh, PhD in Computer Science. Surochita Pal, PhD in Computer Science. Shaumodeep Shaha, PhD in Computer Science. Abhijit Ghosh, PhD in Computer Science. Shauvik Dev, PhD in Computer Science. Sheikh Samim Islam, PhD in Computer Science. Harsh Bhandari, PhD in Computer Science. Joginder Singh, PhD in Computer Science. Shumon Dotto, PhD in Computer Science. Rakesh Kumar, PhD in Computer Science. Kirti S. Chandran, PhD in Computer Science. Faizanuddin Ansari, PhD in Computer Science. Sunil Kumar, PhD in Quality, Reliability and Operations Research. Sandeep, PhD in Quality, Reliability and Operations Research. Kuntal Bera, PhD in Quality, Reliability and Operations Research. Sir, I have the honor to present before you The candidates for the degree of Master of Technology in Computer Science, on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Technology in Computer Science.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I confer on you the degree of Master of Technology in Computer Science in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourselves worthy of the degree.
Specialization Data Science, Aditya Datta. Anish Majumdar. Dhruv Vansraj Rathore. Ranjan Kumar Chaube. Sandeep Chatterjee. Shantanu Mondol. Sharanya Dasgupta. Shirshendu Das. Sheikh Abid Hassan. Shreyan Shaha. Shubhadeep Ghosh. Shubhajit Samanta. Suranjan De. Surjani Haldar. Adrish Paik. Anupam Mondol. Oyun Mukherjee. Indrajit Nandi. Jagannath Mukara. Madhuchanda Das. Miriala Ajit. Mona Kumari. Piyush Shayati. Pratik Sanjay Patil. Rajdeep Das. Shawan Mitra. Shinse K. Baby. Srimanto Singha. Suryang Kaushal. Tanmoy Karmakar. Pendiala Sai Srujan. Devankan Das. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Kari. Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Master of Technology in Cryptology and Security on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Technology in Cryptology and Security.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I confer on you the degree of Master of Technology in Cryptology and Security in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourself worthy of the degree.
Aroni Raichaudhuri, Devannita Hajra, Jhilam Dhar, Preeti Pramanik, Pushpamallo Shahu, Ritik Hajra, Sheikh Gulam Kuddus, Shoham Bishwash, Shubhradeep Pal Chaudhuri, Tanushree Sen, Bikash Samanto, Kirandeep Ghosh, Roshan Kumar Mondol, Suparna Das. Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Master of Technology in Quality, Reliability and Operations Research on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Technology in Quality, Reliability and Operations Research.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I confer on you the degree of Master of Technology in Quality, Reliability and Operation Research in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourselves worthy of the degree.
Abhilash Kaur, Devamallu Acharya, Hemanta Kumar Mondol, Rohan Banerjee, Sheikh Muhammad Iqbal, Shouvik Bhattacharya, Soumyadeep Mondol, Shaunak Bishwash, Saurajit De, Shouvik Das, Sumit Datta, Ayonabh Gorai, Shayantan Munshi, Suraj Kumar, Vijay Suresh Chandra Jadab, Vinay June, Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Master of Statistics on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Statistics.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I confer on you the degree of Master of Statistics in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourselves worthy of the degree.
Specialization Biostatistics, Rajarshi Vishwas, Shubhendu Ghosh, Manas Patnayakuni, Nitta Dev Allamneni, Rishi De Chaudhuri, Shanku Bhaskara Rahul, Shaunak Das, Tarun Agarwal, Johnny Tarakan Thompson, S. Skanda, Shreyash Balaji Rao Kharat, Ritanjan Kali Raichaudhuri, Kuljit Singh, Shubhrajyoti Datta, Yugam Jain, Specialization Computational Statistics, Orkho Sarkar, Vaibhav Makarand Sherkar, Ananyo De, Arnab Rokshit, Ritik Sen, Pranav Priyangshu, Rupanjan Mukherjee, Shreya Chatterjee, Srijoni Das, Shubhrangshu Bhunia, Abhishek Maiti, Valay Ashish Shah, Arnav Rajesh Mule, Arpan Datta, Mukta Khilwani, Soumyajit Roy, Saurabh Vishwas, Sudipta Sarkar, Swarnadeep Datta, Specialization probability. Arunav Bhaumik. Saptarshi Sinha. Shouvik Roy. Devanjan Bhattacharjee. Pranoy Shamaddar. Sheikh Amar. Specialization Theoretical Statistics. Chirantan Vishwas. Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Master of Mathematics on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Mathematics.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I confer on you the degree of Master of Mathematics in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word, and action you yourself show yourself worthy of the degree.
Biki Mondol. Shamannu Khosla. Aman Ali Malitia. Shaurish Goswami. Priyanka Kormokar. Shubhadeep Pal. Muhammad K.M. Moinak Shamanto. Eshan Banerjee. Gorthi Vishal. Rupak Chain. Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Quantitative Economics on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science in Quantitative Economics.
The authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I confer on you the degree of Master of Science in Quantitative Economics in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word, and action you show yourselves worthy of the degree.
Oyon Chakraborty. Himank Agarwal. Krutik Mallampeta. Priya Gupta. Ritik Jaiswal. Srijit Paul. Suryaditya Bose. Abhiram Lokanathan. Arihant Mahapatra. Dwaram Suprabhat Reddy. Ishita Maran, Jisna James, Raitam Jain, Shreya Batla, Yash Gupta, Akashdeep Raichaudhuri, Nilarko Rai, Shouvik Mahato, V. Gaurav, Vashishtha Basu Chaki, Dipendra Chadha, Gaurav, Maulik Bhattacharjee, Namisha Sharma, Sahil Bagri, Shruti Mittal, Tanushka Arya, Paniala Rajeshwar Reddy. Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Library and Information Science on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science in Library and Information Science.
Virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of Indian Statistical Institute, I confer on you the degree of Master of Science in Library and Information Science in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourselves worthy of the degree.
Chiddala Nishant Kumar, Durai Setupati M, Jannavi Sriram, Vatsal Patwa, Dhriti Broto Swarnokar, Pranoy Rai, Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Quality Management Science on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science in Quality Management Science.
In May by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I confer on you the degree of Master of Science in Quality Management Science in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourselves worthy of the degree.
Abhishek Kumar Gupta, Bola Manikanta Yuvaraju, Nilabho Debnath, Priyank Bisht, Shankar Shubhracharit, Srinjoy Chaudhuri, Sujoy Mondol, Tarishi Mittal, Dipanjoy Tikadar. Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Statistics Honours on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Statistics Honours.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Statistics Honours in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourselves worthy of the degree.
Aryan Kumar, Oishik Rai Sharma, Abhirup Chakraborty, Bibha Basu Mondol, Vishwarup Chakraborty, Kaustav Goswami, Rishika Gupta, Rudrayan Kundu, Rupsha Rai, Saptasya Boisho, Shambho Shaha, Shoham Purkait, Somartho Das, Soumil Amul Sangrajka, Soupayan Dasgupta, Saurabh De, Supratim Das, Shubhankar Shaha, Tanishk Kumar Prasad, Yuvraj Datta, Akurati Shyam Prakash, Aman Das, Anant Kansal, Ayush Mondal, Raj Pratap Singh, Raj Shubhra Adhikari, Sritama Bhunia, Sheikh Zaheen, Shunirban Sarkar, Shagato Das, Swastika De, Shreyansh Mukhopadhyay. Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Mathematics Honours on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Mathematics Honours.
Virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Mathematics Honours in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourselves worthy of the degree.
Aditya Garg, Anit Das, Ashwini Jayendra Parulekar, Bhavesh Pandya, Doshi Malav Dhaval, Nikhil Nagaria, Pragalv Kumar Avasthi, Rahul Vishwakarma, Rinkini Ghotak, Ruchira Mukherjee, Shriya Srivastav, M. Madhumita, Priyansh Pankaj, Ankush Agarwal, Sania Rawat, Sir, I have the honor to present before you Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Mathematics on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Mathematics.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Mathematics in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourself worthy of the degree.
Riya Agarwal. Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the Diploma of Postgraduate in Business Analytics on their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Indian Statistical Institute, the Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, and the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the Diploma of Postgraduate in Business Analytics.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I admit you to the Diploma of the Postgraduate in Business Analytics, and in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourself worthy of the diploma.
Abhishek Anand. Agarwal Muskan Ramavatar. Akshat Misra. Ombuj Gahoi. Aniket Sinha. Animesh Patel. Ankush Pandit. Anuj. Arjun Kesri. Arvind Kumar NR. Ashutosh Sharma. Ashwin VT. Avadesh Mahato. Dhananjay Kumar. Harsh Raj. Ishan Garg. Kapil Pushkar. Lavane Rajan Ravindra. Madhur Rawat, Mahesh Pandurang Hampole, Manush Bhatt, N.T. Ramakrishnan, Namit Puliani, Nikunj, Nitish Kumar, Panchal Bipin Chandra, P. Hu Jain, Premjit Chaube, Rahul Kumar, Rahul Singh, Rayankula Akhil, Rebba Pragada Surya Kiran, Sahil Chadha, Samarth Apeksha Abhay, Saurabh Rajkumar Chaudhary, Sambhabi Rani, Shoham Chatterjee, Shomendu Mondol, Shubhajit Tarafdar, Surya B.J., Tirpure Pratik Kailash, Tole Nisarg Arun, Varun Bhagwani, Kunal Sodhani, Kulkarni Atharva Samir, Metar Rituja Uttam, Sir, I have the honor Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the diploma of নামটা কি বলতে হবে তো নামটা কি দেখো তো নামটা দেখো কত নম্বর কি হলো নাম ডাকা হলো না Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the diploma of postgraduate in statistical methods and analytics. On their having completed the prescribed course of training at the institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the diploma of postgraduate in statistical methods and analytics.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I admit you to the diploma of postgraduate in statistical methods and analytics in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourselves worthy of the diploma.
Pida Tala Anvesh Kiran, Pratyush Modi, Ujjwal Ankur Bora, Saurav Bujar Barua, Manush Jyoti Lakar, Rupsri Goswami, Anila S, Pratik, Pritam Bishash, Tanmoy Gain, Amlan Jyoti Gogoi, Kolekar Aditi, Nandita Paul, Rishikesh, Sri Lakshmi S, Dipankar Shahu, Ahona Srisht, Shubham Prasad, Opu Bhaumik, what is this? Bornita Dash, Anupam De, Muhammad Irshad Khan, Nehal Thakur, Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the Diploma of Postgraduate in Agricultural and Rural Management with Statistical Methods and Analytics. On their having completed the prescribed course of training at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the Diploma of Postgraduate in Agricultural and Rural Management with Statistical Methods and Analytics.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I admit you to the Diploma of Postgraduate in Agricultural and Rural Management with Statistical Methods and Analytics in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourselves worthy of the diploma.
Ananya Das, Hasna Hara Khatun, Kobita Pramanik, Shubham Agarwal, Shubhronil Shaha, Sir, I have the honor to present before you the candidates for the Diploma of Postgraduate in Applied Statistics on their having completed the prescribed course of training program delivered online at the Institute and having passed the qualifying examination, and pray that they may be admitted to the Diploma of Postgraduate in Applied Statistics.
May by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I admit you to the Diploma of Postgraduate in Applied Statistics in recognition of your having completed the prescribed course of training program delivered online and having passed the qualifying examination, and charge you that in thought, word and action you show yourselves worthy of the diploma.
Moy Sridhar Kulkarni. Harshit Makhija. Vaibhav, Prashant Singh. Bolu Vishal. Lakshay Sharma. Projit Mukhopadhyay. Monica Nandagopal. Siddhartha Chakraborty. Sunil Kanupuru. A. Selva Arokiam. Ameya Ranade. Arnav Mukherjee. Diptarko Chakraborty. Ropo Joy Bhattacharya. Ravi Ranjan. Avakash Dugar. Amit Haldar. Ashutosh Kumar. Gunthanala Sudha Vishnu. Sagar Das. Shoma Banerjee. Lavanya R. Tanishk Anwar Mirza. P.T.R. Gupta. Srinivas Rao Ganagala. Aditya Divakar Karkera. Glenis Elvin D'Souza. Mangat Ajit Menon. Srinath Raja Gopal. Sairam M. Sharal Prem Aditya Digoju. Shashank Tiwari. Urjashi Chakraborty. Shirshendu Dhar. Arya Burma. Sudarshan Muralidharan. Samriddhi Mandavat. Abhishek Vijay Gopal. Kunal Jain. Sir, I have the honor to place before you the names of all the candidates for degrees and diplomas listed in the citation who could not present themselves today and pray that they may be admitted to the respective degrees and diplomas.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of the Indian Statistical Institute, I award them the respective degrees and diplomas in absentia in recognition of their having passed the qualifying examinations and charge them that in thought, word and action they show themselves worthy of the degrees and diplomas.
So we now come to the awards. ISI Alumni Association Mrs. M.R. Iyer Memorial Gold Medal for Outstanding Performance in MTech QROR Program 2023-25, Rohan Banerjee. ISI Alumni Association J.K. Ghosh Memorial Gold Medal for Outstanding Performance in MSTAT Program 23-25, Aruna Bhomik. ISI Alumni Association Roshi Roy Memorial Medal for Outstanding Performance in MTech in Computer Science Program 23-25, Sharanyo Dasgupta. S.H. Arvind Gold Medal for Outstanding Performance in BMath Honors Program 22-25, Pragalp Kumar Avasthi. Usri Gangopadhyay Memorial Medal as the Best Female Student in BStat Honors Program 22-25, Rupsha Rai. Mukul Chaudhuri Cash Award as the Best Female Student in BStat Honors First Year Batch 24-25, Onusruta Pakhira. D. Basu Memorial Gold Medal as the Most Outstanding Student in the BStat Honors Program 22-25, Yuvraj Datta. Shobboshachi Roy Memorial Gold Medal for doing the best project work in the second year of MSTAT Program 23-25, Shobhik Roy. Shuniti Kumar Pal Gold Medal for doing the best dissertation in MTech in Computer Science Program 23-25, Shandip Chatterjee. Dr. N.S. Iyengar Award as the Best Student of Econometrics 23-25, Priya Gupta. এবারে কি পিজিডি এর অ্যাওয়ার্ড হবে কি হবে না? কেউ নেই তো ওখানে? Awards 2025 PGDBA Gold Plaque for the first rank holder in the PGDBA program 23-25, Sahil Chadha. ওরই আরেকটা আছে, ওকে দাঁড়াতে বলো, ওকে দাঁড়াতে বলো। Cash prizes for recognizing outstanding academic performances in the PGDBA program 23-25. First rank, Sahil Chadha. Second rank, Animesh Patel. Third rank, Ishan Garg. Thank you. I will now read out the names of the research fellows who have been awarded PhD degree by academic. PGDSMA Shubham Prasad. I will now announce the names of the research fellows who have been awarded PhD degrees by academic bodies other than ISI work for work done in ISI with ISI fellowship. Devabrato Chandra, PhD from University of Calcutta. Gaurav Kumar Shor, PhD from University of Calcutta. Muhammad Saeed Anwar, PhD University of Calcutta. Uday Varadarajan, PhD University of Calcutta. Prashant Kumar Sinha, PhD University of Calcutta. Srimoyi Chakraborty, PhD University of Calcutta. Shantanu Datta, PhD University of Calcutta. Tuasha Mujumdar, PhD University of Calcutta. Shirshendu Kumar Vishwas, PhD. Sonali Banerjee, PhD Jadavpur University. Shubhasri Datta, PhD Jadavpur University. Rajasri Datta, PhD Jadavpur University. Adrija Bose, PhD Vinoba Bhave University Hazaribagh. And Gopalji, PhD University of Calcutta. Research fellows who have been awarded PhD degree by academic bodies other than ISI for work done in ISI with externally funded fellowship. Mosedul Sarkar, PhD, Jadavpur University. Urpita Kole, PhD, University of Calcutta. Salim Reja, PhD, University of Calcutta. Amit Shamaddar, PhD, University of Calcutta. Biplab Maiti, PhD, University of Calcutta. Kaushik Koyal, PhD, University of Calcutta. Shutonuka Mitro, PhD, Jadavpur University. Urpita Shatra, PhD, University of Calcutta. And Ranjit Kumar Singh, PhD, University of Calcutta.
Request our Dean of Studies to give vote of thanks.
Professor Shankar Kumar Pal, President ISI, Professor Padmanabhan Balaram, the Chief Guest of the Convocation, Professor Ayanendranath Basu, Officiating Director ISI, distinguished guests, my colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen. This is my pleasant duty and proud privilege to offer the vote of thanks at this ceremony. I extend my sincere thanks to the President, Professor Shankar Kumar Pal, for his stimulating welcome address, presiding over the entire function and awarding various degrees and diplomas. Professor Pal is a constant source of inspiration and encouragement to the faculty and researchers of ISI in their pursuit of knowledge, particularly in emerging areas of science. We are grateful to you, sir, for being present amongst us in this solemn occasion, and we look forward to you for your continued support and guidance. I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Padmanabhan Balaram, Chief Guest of the Convocation, for gracing the occasion. We consider ourselves extremely fortunate to have you, sir, amongst us in this convocation. I heartily thank you for delivering the thought-provoking and encouraging convocation address. I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Ayanendranath Basu, Officiating Director, ISI, and the past Director, Professor Shambhavitra Bandyopadhyay, for providing continuous support, guidance, and resources that facilitate smooth running of all the academic matters. I acknowledge with thanks all Associate Deans, in-charge Students' Affairs, and all members of the faculty for smooth running of the academic programs. An event of this scale cannot happen overnight. It takes considerable time for preparation with active involvement of all staff members of Dean's Office. My sincere thanks are due to all staff members of the Dean's Office for their untiring effort to organize the convocation. Without their help, the convocation could not be organized successfully. My sincere thanks are due to CSSC, Reprographic and Photo Unit, PPU, PRU, State Office, Electrical Maintenance Unit, Engineering Unit, Transport Unit, Guest House, Security Unit, for making all arrangements required to make the convocation a success. Special thanks to the ISI club members who participated in presenting their musical performance. I thank Sri Ravinder Kumar, Chief Executive Administration and Finance, for helping in all administrative matter arrangements required for making this convocation a success. I also thank all the media personnel present today for their coverage of our convocation. My special thanks are due to all my students, but for whose enthusiastic participation and help, this convocation would have not been a grand success. Finally, my hearty congratulations to all the recipients of various degrees, diplomas, and awards for their academic achievements, and wish them glowing success in every sphere of life. Thank you all once again.
I declare the 60th Convocation of Indian Statistical Institute closed.
Rise for the national anthem. After the anthem, please remain standing till the academic procession leaves the arena. And please stay back for a few announcements. Thank you.
Hello.
Heartiest congratulations to all the degree recipients. All awardees and guests are requested to go to the lawn behind the stage for high tea. All awardees are requested to go to the 5th floor of the SN Bose Bhavan to return your gowns and receive your mark sheets before the convocation dinner, which will start at 7 p.m. at the guest house lawn. You may access the convocation photographs from the ISI website from tomorrow.